Here's Stanley Jordan. You're the hottest. You're so hot, Stanley. Terrific. Stanley just wrapped up an engagement in Carnegie Hall in the Kennedy Center down in Washington, and in Bruce Willis's new movie, Blind Date. I understand they wrote a role right in there for you, huh? You played yourself. You're doing terrific. Now, tell me about this new technique.
Well, the technique is not really new. It's something that I came up with for my own purposes. And since I started doing it, I found out about other people who have done it before me. One of the, I think probably the earliest known person who used the technique was Jimmy Webster, who started playing this way in the 40s. And also there's a special guitar that was designed for the technique called the stick, and that's been around for a little over 10 years or so ago. I think it's still pretty new in the sense that most people don't know about it.
Now, are you tapping, or are you plucking, or how are you? What is your fingering there?
Well, it's kind of like a piano technique.
You know,
because
as you were looking there, and as Frank Ryan was shooting the close-up, I remember that you started out as a classically trained pianist, right? Since you were a kid. And I could actually see those fingers, you know, playing the piano as you were hitting this thing.
Right. Well, see, when I started using this technique, I already had a considerable amount of time spent on the piano. So I knew something about the coordination between the two hands, and I also knew something about the guitar neck, because I had been playing conventionally all up and down the neck. So it was really just a question of putting together things that I already knew.
Well, just...
Sure. Basically, I'll just show you, you can play with just one hand.
Now, is that a traditional way of playing it?
Well, not really, because I was playing with one hand.
Okay, all right. No, but I mean a traditional way of fingering with one hand.
Right, the fingering is normal. What's unusual is the idea of playing with just that one hand. See, I don't have to pick or strum the string.
All right, I got you.
I can also do the same thing with this hand.
Now, that looks different to me, right?
That's
That's
unusual.
really, and how?
And also, I can use the two hands together to play independent parts.
You like this better than the piano, don't you?
I prefer the guitar. I like the sound, and I like being able to take just one note and just do things
stretching
with that
it out,
one note.
yeah, making things happen to it. You know, there's an interesting selection of songs that you have here. Some of the greats like Georgia on My Mind and Sunny and Moon River. And then he's got Silent Night. Now, I assume that you picked these songs as well. Why did you choose Silent Night?
Well, Silent Night is a song that I've been using in my concerts for a number of years now. And really what I did when I thought about the songs for the album is I mainly concentrated on things that I had been playing already and the things that I felt worked out particularly well.
Yeah.
And when I play Silent Night, the way I play it is a little bit unusual, a little different from the way most people play it, because I have more of a blues inflection.
Do you? I'd love to hear just a little piece of it here, Steve. Yeah, never heard it like that, I'll tell you that. Gave it a whole new meaning, you know, new sound to it.
Well, there's a lot of feeling in it.
Yeah.
And some people have complained to me, they think that that style is not an authentic or it's not a respectful way to play it. But I don't hear it that way at all, because when I play it, I have just as much feeling as I think anyone who's ever played this song.
Absolutely. I'm kind of proud of you for including it in your act, first of all, and in the album as well. I think that's great. So you're on this Blue Note label, and that's kind of a kick to have that one back. Yeah, I remember that. Where are you from anyway?
Well, I was born in Chicago, and I think that's one of my favorite cities in the whole world. Most of my life I grew up in California, in the San Francisco area. Yeah. And since about 1977, most of that time I've been living on the East Coast.
Is that right? Well, we're glad to have you here. And what was Bruce Willis like?
Oh,
now, be honest,
it was great
Stanley.
working with him.
Yeah?
Yeah, the thing is, because of the hectic schedule of, you know, shooting the film and all that, I didn't really get to talk to him as long as I would have liked to. And, you know, it's just one of those things you have to accept in the business. You don't always get the time that you want to really meet somebody. But I really enjoyed meeting him and working with him, and also Kim Basinger. Yeah. And it was interesting to me also to see the way serious professional actors work, because it reminded me a lot of how I work in the studio, because I'll take something, I'll do it over and over and over again, and just every little detail has to be just right.
And that's what it takes, really, to become a professional. Even though it is a comedy and everybody thinks it's off the top of their heads, there's still a lot of work involved.
Right, when people see the final product, it looks real spontaneous.
Right. Stanley, it's so nice of you to come by and do our show, and we're real proud of you, and we thank you very much for it.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. The new album, again, is Stanley Jordan, Standards Volume #1. Erica John coming up next. We're going to talk about her new novel in just a moment.
And now